Hello everyone, JRod here. Welcome to another video. And whoa, what a ride! This is already the 7th episode of the series about my Modular Diagon MOC. I've already spent on the project over 130 hours, and I'm not even counting on the time recording the videos, editing and all that, just designing. But I'm getting into a pretty good rhythm, and today I have another building fully designed to show you. This time is the building with the bookshop of Flourish and Blotts and Florean's Fortescue's ice cream parlor. So let's dive into the design. So back into Bricklink Studio once again, this time to show you the design of the Flourish and Blotts and Florean Fortescue's ice cream parlor building. Actually, these work a lot more as two buildings, and maybe that was one of the reasons why it was the hardest building to split the floors into a modular style building. And that's one reason why the only thing in common in this design is the ground floor. All the others are completely separate and will be detachable separately, but I'll show you that in a moment. For now, let's look at the front facade and the main differences between my design and Lego Set Diagonally original design. Mostly on all the roofs, even this canopy roof here. All of them required at least one additional layer of tiles because the buildings are longer, or the changes I need to do in the design forced me to create this additional layer. Other than that, in the Flourish and Blotts building is everything mostly equal, no differences. A bit more differences in the Florean Fortescue's ice cream parlor, as I ended up having to create some additional layers of plates, especially here in this area. It's very noticeable, because mainly of the window design, because this first floor had a very low height and I needed to increase it, even to put the door that you will see when I'll show you the back of the building. But it was mostly that, additional layers. Other than that, I tried to keep it the most equal as possible. Going into the back, where everything was designed from scratch, you can see that I added additional windows and a door here on the ice cream parlor. I kept the back of the building mostly in stone. You already have some stone bits in the front, but because of this very bright yellow, there's not much stone. I just assumed that in the back there will be no yellow except for the door, and ended up keeping it in more stony look. Also, there's the stair to access the apartment in the first floor, with of course the door and another window. I kept the same tan tone for the whole first floor, and then the rooftop with an additional layer, but I tried to keep the design as close as possible. In terms of the Flourish and Blotts, it's mostly only windows here in the ground floor. I closed everything else, mostly due to how I designed the interior, and that as a reason, it's because I tried to make it as close as possible to what we see in the movie, while taking also into consideration the restrictions in terms of space. But that forced me to not have any type of windows nor a back door here in Flourish and Blotts. The tones and the design, I just tried to keep it close to the front, but also simpler. The same thing that I've been doing in all the buildings so far. Also because it helps reuse some of the parts, and I want, as I already told you, to keep this design, this MOC, taking advantage of having two diagonally Lego sets in order for the price to not go up uncontrollably. So basically that's the design on the outside. Let's look on the inside as usual. Let's start with the Florean Fortescue's ice cream parlor. Let's just remove the roof and look at this small apartment. I think everything was already here except the bed. And I try to keep a very simple design, taking advantage of the parts that we already have. That's it. Very simple, very small. Nothing really very special. So let's look at the ground floor. The ground floor already had the counter and those shelves behind the counter. What I added was 2 small tables. And I didn't put the chairs, and also the chairs on the outside here are missing because they don't fit on the studs. So I built it, they are here on the outside. 2 chairs for the outside table and 4 chairs for the 2 tables on the inside. The design is similar. And that will fill in nicely the ice cream parlor. Now the clearly most important building in this specific MOC. Let me remove the ceiling and let's look at the interior. So I will put in the description links for clips of the Harry Potter movie where you can see the interior of Flourish and Blotts, so that you see that I tried to keep the design as close as possible to the movie. You see the stairs and the first floor, you're like a balcony and shelves of books all around. And then in the ground floor, I kept these as the design of the Lego set. Actually, you don't see it in the movie. And let me remove these so it's easier to see the ground floor. You can still see the stairs. These are on the ground floor, but you can see that I have more shelves here, piles of books. I had put books under the stairs and all over the stairs. And we have the desk with some books where Gilderoy Lockhart is signing autographs presenting his book. And you have also more shelves with books behind him on the end wall. And that's it. That was the result of 37 hours designing. I hope you have enjoyed it, but all your feedback is super welcome. Just use the comment section and I'll promise to read and answer to all your comments. Next steps. Well, 3 buildings down, 1 to go. It's the Weasley's Wizard Whizzes. I'm preparing something very special for this one. Something that is in my mind since the beginning of the project. But I'll keep it under wraps for now. But it will give me much more work designing. So let's see if I can make it in time to show you in the next episode of the series in 4 weeks. I hope so. Until then, in 2 weeks, you'll have another video review. It's for the Boutique Hotel Lego set this time. It's the set that I have to build right now. Until then, you can check my next video right over here.